Hello and welcome to Professor Pincushion. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this cute zipper coin purse. You can see we have a loop and key ring attached so it can easily be attached to your keys or the inside of your purse. And then it has a zipper right at the top of the pouch. So it's the perfect size for holding small items such as your keys or coins. So let's go ahead and take a look at the supplies that we're going to need in order to make this. Here are some of the items you're going to need in order to make your coin purse. First, we're going to need some fabric, and what I like about this project is you don't need a lot. You just need enough so you can get 2 out of the pattern piece. And this pattern piece is available on our website. So I'm just using a scrap that I have of some leftover laminated cotton, but you can also use regular fabric as well. You don't have to use laminated cotton. Then you're going to need some pieces for your strap that's going to go through the key ring. So you need 1 key ring, and for this I'm just using leftover bias tape that I have. So this is the double folded bias tape. You can also use single folded bias tape, you can use ribbon, just whatever you have. You don't need that much. I'm just using 2 inches, 2¼ inches, which we have on our pattern piece here. You need a 4-inch zipper. And I know for 4-inch zippers, you don't really get a lot of variety in terms of color. So I just got a larger one and then I shortened it. So if you get one that's bigger than 4 inches, but you want to use it, go ahead and watch our tutorial on our site for shortening a zipper, and then you can use that one as well. You also need some scissors, fabric marker, because we have a mark right here on a pattern piece. So we just need to make sure that we transfer that to our fabric after we cut out 2 of these. You need some all-purpose thread. And then you need either pins if you're using regular fabric, or if I'm using the laminated cotton, I'm going to go ahead and use this double-sided tape that's for fabric and sewing that won't gum up the needle. We're going to start attaching our pieces to our zippers, and you should have 2 of these, but I'm just going to show with 1 for right now. And we want to make sure that this is going to be at the top of the zipper if we're looking at the right side of the zipper like this. So all you're going to do is, let me just move this down. You're going to flip this over. So it's going to be right side to fabric to right side of zipper, and the edge of the fabric is going to go to the edge of the zipper tape right here. Like that. And I'm making sure, here is the end of my zipper, here's my stop right here, that I only have a 1/4 inch past the end of the stop. So then this edge can go to the edge of this, because I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This side I have a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. You can either trim off so you have a 1/4 inch past this tab so that it all fits, or you can just leave it and you can cut it off after you've stitched it. If you're using regular fabric, you can go ahead and pin it into place. Because I'm using the laminated cotton and I don't want to cause any holes, I'm going to go ahead and use this double-sided tape that I'm just going to put on the edge, and then I'm going to stick it to the edge of the tape again, and we're going to go to our machine and stitch a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm just going to use a regular length straight stitch. I went ahead and switched to my zipper foot, and you're doing a 1/4 inch from the edge here. And don't forget to also do your back stitching. So make sure the zipper does not come out. I have the zipper all the way zipped up, but sometimes once you get to the end here where the tab is, it's a little bit difficult to get around that. So what I do is put your needle down, lift up your foot, and you can see my zipper here, and I'm just going to zip it down past the foot. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get past that foot. Put my foot down and then continue on to the end there. So that way it doesn't get in the way. And once I get to the end, go ahead and back stitch again. After you finish doing your seam up here, you're going to take your zipper and you're going to pull it out away from your fabric. And you want to make sure this part ends up, after you pull it away, underneath the fabric here. And then you're going to go back and you're going to stitch on the right side, and you're going to make sure that you sew right along this top fold line right next to it. And so that's going to give it a really nice look on the outside. Now if you're doing the laminated cotton like I am, you may want to use, when you're sewing on the right side, a little bit of tissue paper right on the edge, because it just makes it a little bit easier to sew or to feed underneath the foot. Again, I'm just going to use a regular straight stitch. I'm going to do a back stitch. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to sew right along that top fold line there till I get to the other end. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with our other piece. So this one is going to go at this top edge here of this zipper tape, right sides together, and then you're going to go ahead, stitch your 1/4 inch seam allowance. You're going to flip it out again and then stitch right on that top fold line. And when you're done, I would just go ahead and trim your seam allowance. Now we're going to be working on the loop and the keyring section. So I cut a piece that's 2 1/4 and this is a 1/2 inch in width. You can do a different width if you wish. This is just my double folded bias tape that I'm using. Now you can see mine opens up. So all I'm going to do is, since mine does that, I'm going to go ahead and stitch right along the edge of the part where it opens up, not on the folded side. So then I get a nice clean look like this one, and I don't have to worry about it opening up anymore. Now if you're just using ribbon, of course you can go ahead and skip that step. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead, take my keyring, put it in the loop, fold the loop in half, and I'm going to pin this bottom raw edge section, because all we're going to do is then take it to the machine and you're going to baste right along the edge so the 2 raw edges stay together. When doing a basting stitch, you're going to use the largest stitch on your machine, and you don't have to worry about doing any back stitching, because all we're doing is just temporarily holding these 2 pieces together. So when you're finished, we can just eventually remove these stitches when the whole thing's complete. So that took 4 stitches. That's all you need to do. Just make sure that you keep your little keyring out of the way. On the pattern piece, you're going to see a mark, and this is going to be the loop placement. I actually have mine right here, and I always like to do it on the opposite side of where you have the zipper tab. So I'm not going to put it over here because I don't want it to be on the same side as this when it's zipped up. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and do it on the opposite side. You're going to take your loop, and it's going to be placed so the raw edges meet. And then you can go ahead and just baste, I'd say, 1/4 inch across, attaching the loop to your fabric. Now we're going to sew all our sides together. So you're going to have it right side facing up, and you're going to bring the 2 fabric pieces together so the raw edges meet. But before you do that, most importantly, you're going to take your zipper and you're going to zip it most of the way down. You don't have to go all the way down, but most of it. Because after you stitch this, you're going to find it impossible to flip it right side out if you don't leave yourself an opening. So I go ahead, open up my zipper, and then that's going to make it a lot easier after I finish to turn it right side out. You're going to bring all your raw edges together, and you can go ahead and either pin them, or you can use the tape or whatever you need to use to hold it together. And for this, what I'm going to do, just to make it look a little bit cleaner, I'm going to start here. You're going to use a regular straight stitch. Don't forget to back stitch. 1/4 inch seam allowance. You're going to start here, and you're going to come down to the bottom, and then you're going to do your back stitch and cut your threads. Then you're going to do this way, same thing, and then you're going to do this way. So you're going to have 3 different stitches, and that's going to give it a nice clean look, and then I'm going to show you what you do after. I already started on one side, and when you start, you want to try to be as close to the top as you can. And you're doing that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Don't forget to back stitch on both sides. So I'm just going to finish off one side here. So I'm going to go close to the end, do back stitch, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. And don't forget to do a couple of back stitches, and then go to the end and then do that final side. Next, after you finish sewing it, you can go ahead, trim your seam allowances, and clip your corners, which you can see I've already done over here. So I'm just going to do this side real fast. Go ahead, cut that off, cut the corner. And then through the opening, you can go ahead and turn it right side out. After you finish flipping it right side out, if you used a regular cotton, you can go ahead and press it so you have nice crisp edges. And let's go ahead and test out our zipper. So that works great. Enough room in there for our coins or lipstick or whatever you want to put in. We also have our key ring, so we can attach it to our keys or the inside of our purse. But with that, our coin purse is complete. Make sure to check out our other videos and visit ProfessorPincushion.com to view our complete library with well over 150 sewing video tutorials. New tutorials are released regularly, so make sure to subscribe to be notified of the next release. Thanks.